Let's talk about Drag Race. So apparently, Tyra Sanchez, the disgraced Drag Race Season 2 winner, has now decided that she's threatening to sue RuPaul Michelle Visage and World of Wonder. She's saying they bullied her. I got the receipts. Because the other day I saw it, it was like, I was scrolling through my Facebook, saw the posts and everything coming up. I was like, oh no, I got a screenshot from the social media thing, and I saw a lot of people was talking about. I was like, we got to turn this into a story. Funny enough, I don't know what came over me, but I started jumping back into old episodes of Drag Race, and I started rewatching season 5 again because I love this, the Alyssa Coco drama and Jay Jolie and Alaska and all of them are all on there. So okay, so now let's get into the story regarding Mama Ru and this damn lawsuit. So Tyra Sanchez, who won one of the earliest iterations of RuPaul's Drag Race, as I said, season 2, is reportedly planning on suing Michelle Visage, production company World of Wonder, and the head drag queen herself, RuPaul Andre Charles. Now, Tyra competed on season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race, beating out the likes of Raven and Jujubee, which some people said Raven it was robbed. People still say that to this day, for that super sparkly crown. Which I think, you know what, Raven's as one at the end of the day. She does Rue's makeup. So she's winning. Despite winning, her career over the last few years has been super controversial. She's publicly beefed and beefed hard with many of her sisters and even seemed to mock the death of the late UK winner, the Vivian. In a Facebook post on Sunday, Tyra outlined the lawsuit against her former employers. She made the lawsuit and its details public in the spirit of transparency, saying the following because I have them up here. Let me see if I could. I want to pull this up, but I keep getting. Okay, how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna bring up the shared screen and show y'all the receipts. And I had it pinned to my Facebook because that's where I saw it. So, okay, so I'm gonna read it, and it says the following. It says, before my words get twisted, before blogs attempt to paint me how they see fit, here's my full transparency regarding my lawsuit against RuPaul's Drag Race. Statement of claim. Plaintiff James Ross, professionally known as Tyra Sanchez, asserts claims against RuPaul Andre Charles, RuPaul. Child, we know who RuPaul is. Michelle Visage. Why are you writing it like that? And World of Wonder Productions, wow, for intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation, false light, and tortious, or is it torturous? I don't know what she was getting at, but they said tortious interference with prospective economic advantage. For over a decade, defendants acting collectively and in concert have engaged in a pattern of conduct designed to discredit, disparage, and destroy Ross's professional reputation with reckless disregard for the truth and with the intent to incite hatred, harassment, and ostracization. First of all, I think they spell ostracization, whatever, with the entertainment industry and among the public. Number one, 2010, Michelle Visage campaign of discrediting Ross. In 2010, hired Visage as a permanent judge of RuPaul's Drag Race. On her promotional tour for season 3, Visage repeatedly stated, I'm RuPaul's best friend, and if I were a judge on season 2, I would have forgot really hard. I would have fought really hard for Raven to be the winner. Well, knowing, I guess, the type of person that people saw that Tyra was, and this was probably behind the scenes, she was like, "Oh no, I would have voted for her to be the winner. I don't think she should have won the crown because of how you have been behaving and some of the things that you have said, some of the problematic things you have said. She has a right to her opinion. So I don't understand how an opinion caused them emotional distress, especially with all the bullying and things you come out and said after the Vivian died and Jiggly Caliente. Oh my God, if my dog don't shut the hell up, I hear him barking. They said that it's like, I would have and then they also said this deliberate narrative that Ross's season 2 victory was undeserved fueled years of harassment, blackballing, and reputational harm. In 2020, Visage privately acknowledged her wrongdoing via a direct Instagram message to Ross, but has never issued a public apology or correction. Well, I hope you saved it because if you're trying to use this in the court of law and you saying that she privately acknowledged her wrongdoing, but didn't do it publicly. I hope you got the receipts. Her failure to publicly retract her statements left the damaging narrative uncorrected. Two, 2018, false police report and public ridicule. In 2018, Wow filed a false police report accusing Ross of threatening to blow up DragCon. Well, child, you actually said that on social media. So how do you gonna say file the false police report? They don't know what your ass is capable of. So any kind of threat you put out there, foreign or domestic, you don't think somebody's gonna come out and be like, okay, we gotta file papers against this crazy bitch. That's what you do legally. But I guess you don't understand the law, especially when this person was singing off key on the show, and then you was out in the street in a crazy ass wig and a bra and panties, acting like a public nuisance and gagged because your ass got arrested for it. I'm sure y'all can see them pictures and stuff online because we talked about it on the show a couple of years ago. Saying this baseless report triggered an LAPD investigation and was disseminated by major media outlets, including Entertainment Weekly, TMZ, and Out Magazine. The false accusation branded Ross as dangerous, further inciting public ridicule, harassment, and threats of violence. Three, pattern of defamatory storylines. Wow has repeatedly used its programming to discredit Ross and incite hatred. All Stars Season 1, Episode 1. Raven was given the line, and that's a step up. Tyra Sanchez directly aimed to humiliate Ross. This sparked a new wave of online hate, harassment, and death threats. Well, that goes for every other queen. Like when people say things on social media, you don't think that if people go and rewatch season 4 of Drag Race and Fifi up in there doing her mess, that people still don't be online dragging her over that shit that happened 10 some odd years ago? That's just the name of the game, unfortunately. People rewatch things and people go on social media and say stuff. The shows can't control that. So then, so they went on to say, All Stars Season 3, Episode 1, Wow rewarded Morgan McMichaels with airtime to deliver the line, I look pretty good for a dead bitch, a targeted attack referencing her feud with Ross. This perpetuated the false narrative that Ross maliciously faked McMichaels' death. You posted something online that she was dead. And so we all know that, like the housewives, now the big trendy thing to do to come into the room on Drag Race, you have an iconic, crazy, sassy line that you come up with. Her line, because of where we were at the time, Morgan McMichael's clever. I look pretty good for a dead bitch. Who wouldn't run with that? But you want to sit up here and talk about that this was attacking you? You attacked first. And when people come back and retaliate, and then you want to play the victim. Fuck out of here with this. Tyra's a goddamn joke. Take your meds, bitch. All Stars Season 10, 2025. RuPaul crowned Raven as Snatch Game winner, once again reviving the false narrative that Ross's Season 2 win was illegitimate. And I think all that came in because you had said that mess about the Vivian and all this other stuff, and that was their way of dragging your ass again. They was clapping back. The incident generated millions of impressions online and reinvigorated harassment campaigns against Ross. Number four, ongoing campaign of targeted humiliation. On January 8, 2025, RuPaul reposted a skit showing her slapping Ross across the face. This act, publicized to millions, was not satire but a calculated provocation intended to humiliate Ross and encourage renewed harassment. No, she was basically saying, like, this is my response to you getting up offline and shutting the fuck up. She didn't actually slap you. As a direct and foreseeable result of defendant's actions, Ross has suffered, child, I could not, severe reputational harm, preventing him from securing professional opportunities, constant harassment, threats, and ostracization from the entertainment industry and the Levitical, well, they didn't put the Q in there, but Levitical plus community, emotional distress, trauma, and fear for personal safety. Ross avoids LGBT plus spaces and individuals due to reasonable belief that he will be subjected to mistreatment or violence, economic losses in the form of lost wages and diminished earning capacity. In conclusion, they said the evidence demonstrates a systematic and malicious campaign by RuPaul, Michelle Visage, and World of Wonder to discredit and destroy James Ross's career and livelihood. Their conduct constitutes defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and tortious interference with Ross's professional opportunities. Ross seeks affirmative relief, including compensatory and punitive damages, as well as declaratory relief acknowledging the defendant's wrongful conduct. Child, this is a waste of goddamn time. You are not getting a dime from this mess. This sounds like an absolute joke. And at what point in these allegations are you going to take responsibility for your cause in this mess? Because nobody all of a sudden just woke up in the morning and just decided to do other things. These were people responding to your the mess that you was putting out there on social media. You decided to wake up one morning and throw shade at the Vivian and Morgan McMichaels, and while everybody's out here mourning the death of Jiggly Caliente, you decided to step 10 toes down. There was even a post, I hope I didn't delete it. Let me check. Where oh yeah, there was a post. Let me see if I can send it to myself real quick and post it up yeah, I gotta do this real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can post this up on. I was like, I had to send it to myself on my phone really quick, and let me put it up here because Fifi O'Hara recently came out and said some stuff too, and said that Miss Ross has been out here perpetuating the same old mess with um like bullying her and stuff online too, saying Jeremy, formerly known as Fifi O'Hara, shared text messages from James Ross, Tyra Sanchez, still using Jiggly Caliente's passing to harass him. And so I got that receipt. Hold on a second. Because I saw that floating around on the blogs earlier too. So yeah, there's that one. And it said, ah ha ha ha, mourn bitch, mourn. Phoenix laugh emoji. Unalive yourself. In your pain. Ah ha ha, that N-word dead. And this was on December 3rd, 2025 at 5:32 p.m. Ding dong, Jiggly's dead. Then another said, Phoenix, every day Jeremy and I text each other, made it, as we're thankful for another day. It warms my heart every time I see this text. No matter where we're at in the world, we make sure to check in every day. Just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. He's 21 now, but he's still my little man. Can you text Jiggly and tell him you made it? Ooh, burn, I'm still here. So this bitch is out of here still with her harassment, saying all this other stuff. And I saw this popped up earlier today. So I'm sitting there like, Tyra, go play in traffic, please. Like, why are you sitting out here really thinking that you seriously need mental health with all of this? Hold on, because you know what? I was thinking I was going to delete it from Facebook. I literally just posted on my Facebook page. I'm gonna leave it up and see what see what the people gonna say in the comments. But let me see what they were saying, like, why is she suing? We don't need to go into that because we already read the whole thing. We already know why she's suing. So they also said at the end of the day, we're the one that has been approached for comment. They haven't said anything. And then also, let me see, because I don't want to go through having to read all this mess again. Um, because what was the stuff they were saying? Okay, so they said the comments were interpreted as a threat. Oh, because to bring up all the other stuff, because I feel like I said all the other stuff. They said in the next portion, Tyra referenced the moment she tweeted, "Fair warning, do not attempt RuPaul's Drag Con on May 12, 2018. Don't say I didn't warn you." Now, if you say something like that, isn't that a threat? Wouldn't you want to follow report to make sure that people don't get hurt because you got fans showing up, their lives could be at stake. You got queens showing up where they trying to make money. RuPaul's going to be there. There's also people that work in these venues that whose lives you're putting at stake. So what are you talking about, Willis? The comments were interpreted as a threat of violence, and soon enough, everywhere from People to TMZ was covering it. Tyra was reported to the police and the FBI as a result, which allegedly incited ridicule, harassment, and threats of violence. Then, in a section headline "Pattern of Defamatory Storylines," Tyra highlighted moments of which her name was referenced on RuPaul's Drag Race. We already talked about that. Um, They said people in the comments question the validity of the alleged lawsuit. At the time of writing, there doesn't seem to be an official court filing. People also argue that the statement of claims seems to be missing the legal jargon and information you expect from such a document. Probably because she just posted it on social media for attention. I was posting you like literally, it looked like a series of like she went on Twitter and just wrote like a long ass rant and wants this for attention and clout. And so until you actually get on social media and you actually post something where it's an actual legal violation against RuPaul, you can take all these vague little threats and shove it up your flat ass. So I can definitely keep you guys abreast of this story as it develops. I saw they out in them didn't even talk about it, which was weird because they Tyra mentioned out in the story. But they didn't talk about it. I saw the tab and a bunch of other places, and I think the advocate even talked about it. So yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys abreast of this messy story as it develops. But I want to hear from you all in the meantime. What do you think about this story of Tyra going on social media threatening that she's going to sue Michelle Visage, World of Wonder, and RuPaul over something that happened, I was going to say 16, 17 years ago. But then again, she was bringing up things that was happening over the years. I'm like, girl, if you was gonna meant to file a lawsuit, and it was hurting your livelihood. Like you ain't did drag in the month of Sundays. Now you all of a sudden you want to cry that your livelihood is messed up. Quite as it's kept, your drag wasn't all that good to begin with, and that's no shade. I'm just saying. So I mean, you out here trying to be a reincarnation of Beyonce. First of all, nobody could do Beyonce better than Beyonce. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.